This video provides an educational breakdown inspired by the books of Dr. Myles Munroe. The question of potential is one that follows us through life. What are we truly capable of? What lies dormant within us, waiting to be awakened? These are not casual questions. They touch the core of human existence. In exploring the principles found in Releasing Your Potential, we'll examine a framework for understanding how potential works, why it often remains untapped, and what conditions allow it to flourish. This is not about quick fixes or motivational slogans. It's about structural understanding, how purpose, identity, and action intersect to create a life of meaning. Over the next few minutes, we'll move through 6 core ideas. Each one builds on the last, each one offers something practical, and each one invites you to reconsider what you've been taught about your own capacity. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Principle of Potential. Potential is not what you've done, it's what you haven't yet done. This distinction matters because most of us measure ourselves by our resume, our accomplishments, our visible output. But potential exists in the gap between where you are and where you could be. It's the seed, not the tree, the raw material, not the finished sculpture. Every seed contains more than what's visible. A single acorn holds an entire oak tree, roots, branches, leaves, acorns of its own. But the acorn will never become an oak if it stays sealed, stored, protected. Potential requires activation. The same is true for human beings. You carry capacities you've never used, strengths you've never tested, ideas you've never voiced. These are not fantasies. They are dormant realities, waiting for the right environment to emerge. The tragedy is not failure. The tragedy is dying with your potential intact. Consider someone working in a corporate role who feels stifled. They've been in the same position for years. They perform well, but something is missing. Late at night, they write, they design, they create, but they never share it, never pursue it, never take it seriously. That gap between their day job and their late-night work, that's potential. It's not a fantasy, it's a signal. And until they take it seriously, it remains locked. Practical takeaway. Identify one area of your life where you feel stifled or underutilized. Write it down. Then ask yourself, what would it look like to take this seriously? Not to quit your job tomorrow, but to give it real attention, real time, real commitment. Chapter 2. Understanding Purpose. Potential without purpose is chaos. You can have talent, intelligence, energy, and still waste it. Because without a clear sense of why you exist, you'll spend your energy reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. Purpose is the reason something was made. A knife was made to cut. A lamp was made to give light. A bridge was made to connect. When a thing fulfills its purpose, it functions well. When it doesn't, it deteriorates. The same applies to human beings. You were not made by accident. You were designed with intention. And that design carries with it a purpose, a reason for your existence that is unique to you. Purpose is not something you invent, it's something you discover. And once discovered, it becomes the organizing principle for every decision, every relationship, every use of time. A marketing professional climbs the corporate ladder for a decade, achieving every milestone she set for herself. Then, at the peak, she feels empty. The promotions don't satisfy, the salary doesn't fulfill. She begins volunteering with at-risk youth on weekends and feels more alive in those 2 hours than in 40 hours at the office. That feeling is not random, it's a signal. Her purpose is not in the title she holds, but in the impact she makes. When she reorients her career around that purpose, perhaps moving into nonprofit leadership or educational development, her energy returns. Not because the work is easier, but because it's aligned. Practical takeaway. Ask yourself, what problems do I notice that others ignore? Your purpose is often hidden in your frustrations. What injustices move you? What inefficiencies bother you? What needs do you feel compelled to meet? Write them down. They're clues. Chapter 3. The Power of Vision. Vision is the blueprint of potential. It's not daydreaming. It's not wishful thinking. Vision is the ability to see what does not yet exist and hold it clearly enough in your mind that you can begin building toward it. Without vision, you drift. You react to opportunities as they appear. You take jobs because they're available, not because they align. You make decisions based on convenience, not conviction. But with vision, everything changes. Vision provides criteria. It helps you say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. It turns time into an asset rather than a burden. It converts obstacles into data points rather than dead ends. Vision is not magical, it's practical. It's the difference between wandering and walking with direction. Two people start businesses in the same industry. One is chasing profit. The other has a vision of transforming how people interact with technology to make it more human-centered. The first person pivots constantly, chasing trends, reacting to competitors. The second stays focused. They turn down partnerships that don't align. They build slower, but with intention. 10 years later, the first business has folded. The second has reshaped the industry. The difference wasn't talent, it was vision. Practical takeaway. Write a single paragraph describing your life 5 years from now. Be specific. Where are you living? What kind of work are you doing? Who are you surrounded by? What does a typical day look like? Don't edit, don't judge, just write. Then read it back. Does it excite you? Does it feel true? If not, rewrite it until it does. Chapter 4. Cultivating Discipline. Potential dies without discipline. You can have vision, you can know your purpose, but if you lack the daily habits to move toward them, nothing changes. Discipline is the bridge between intention and reality. Discipline is not punishment, it's structure. It's the decision to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's the commitment to show up when motivation fades. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. Discipline is the tool that closes that gap. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions over time. And discipline is not glamorous, it's quiet, it's private. It's the writer who sits down at the same time every morning. The runner who laces up in the rain, the leader who prepares before every meeting. These are not dramatic moments, they're invisible, but they're the foundation of every visible success. A woman decides to write a book. She's excited, she buys a journal, she sets ambitious goals. Then life happens, work gets busy, kids get sick, months pass, the journal sits untouched. She tries again. This time, she doesn't set a word count goal. She sets a time goal. 15 minutes a day, no exceptions. Some days she writes 200 words, some days 50, but she shows up. 6 months later, she has a draft. A year later, she has a published book. The difference wasn't talent. It wasn't time. It was discipline. Practical takeaway. Choose one habit that aligns with your vision, not 5, 1. Commit to it for 15 minutes a day for 30 days. Track it. Don't judge the output, just show up. Consistency compounds. Chapter 5. Embracing Responsibility. Potential is realized in responsibility. Many people want influence without accountability. They want authority without burden. They want leadership without sacrifice. But that's not how potential works. Responsibility is not a weight. It's an opportunity. It's the space where you get to exercise your capacity. The more responsibility you're willing to carry, the more of your potential you'll access. This doesn't mean taking on everything. It means owning what's yours. It means refusing to blame circumstances, other people, or bad timing for your outcomes. It means recognizing that you are the primary architect of your life. When you accept full responsibility for your current reality, you also accept full power to change it. Blame is comfortable, but it's paralyzing. Responsibility is uncomfortable, but it's liberating. A manager complains that his team is underperforming. He blames their lack of initiative. He blames the company culture. He blames the market. Then he attends a leadership workshop. One question shifts everything. What role have you played in creating this outcome? He realizes he hasn't been clear about expectations. He hasn't invested in their development. He hasn't modeled the standards he expects. He's been managing by assumption. He changes his approach. He starts investing. Within 6 months, the team transforms, not because they changed, because he took responsibility. Practical takeaway. Identify one area of your life where you've been blaming external factors. Ask yourself, what's my contribution to this situation? Then ask, what's one thing I can control or change? Do that thing.
Chapter 6. Leaving a Legacy. The final measure of potential is what you leave behind. Legacy is not fame. It's not wealth. It's not monuments. Legacy is the impact of your life on the lives of others. It's what continues after you're gone. When you live with legacy in mind, your decisions change. You stop optimizing for short-term comfort and start building for long-term impact. You invest in people. You create systems. You teach. You mentor. You build things that outlast you. Legacy is not something you think about at the end of your life. It's something you build every day, every conversation, every project, every relationship. They all either add to or subtract from the legacy you're creating. And legacy is not about perfection. It's about contribution. It's about using what you have, your time, your gifts, your resources, to make the world a little better than you found it. A teacher spends 30 years in the same school. She never writes a bestseller, she never goes viral, she never makes headlines, but she invests deeply in her students. She stays late, she writes letters of recommendation, she believes in them when they don't believe in themselves. Decades later, at her retirement, former students come from across the country. They're doctors, engineers, artists, entrepreneurs, and every one of them says the same thing. You changed my life. That's legacy. Practical takeaway. Write down the names of 3 people who shaped your life. Then ask, who am I shaping? If you can't name anyone, find one person to invest in. Mentor them. Teach them. Believe in them. Start building your legacy now.
Releasing your potential is not a single event. It's a series of daily choices. It's the choice to believe you were made for something specific, to pursue it with clarity, to hold a vision, to discipline yourself, to take responsibility, to build something that outlasts you. None of this is easy, but all of it is possible. The principles we've explored today are not theoretical, they're structural. They describe how human potential actually works. And when you align your life with these principles, you begin to access capacities you didn't know you had. So, take one idea from today, just one, write it down, commit to it, and begin. Your potential is not a mystery, it's a seed, and every seed, given the right conditions, will grow.
Thank you for watching.